It's quiet now, but soon the bowling alley will be filled with loud roars of thunder. No, rain isn't in the forecast. Hi, I'm Joanne McLeod.
I'm Hal Johnson. Whether you're a once-in-a-while bowler, league player, or your aim is to bowl that perfect game, having a fit body and mind will give you that pinpoint accuracy.
So join us today to find out how you can make your body the best it can be for bowling or any activity.
Hey, you know, it's time for BodyBreak, It's Active.
BodyBreak, it's active. BodyBreak, it's active.
BodyBreak, it's active.
Oh, yeah.
With Hal Johnson and Joanne McLeod.
Oh, yeah.
On today's show, test your grocery shopping IQ with our dietitian Susan Mah. See how much you know about eating healthier. Find out why it's important to strengthen your abdominals and how to do it properly. Also, Joanne will motivate you to eat more vegetables. She has a recipe for a low-fat, low-sodium dip. This and much more today on BodyBreak, It's Active.
BodyBreak, it's active.
Hi, good to see you, good to see you. Well, it looks like my team has arrived. We're gonna have a fun day today bowling. See, bowling is a sport that can be enjoyed by people of all ages and abilities. It's also a very popular activity for families and adaptable for persons with disabilities. For example, some centers have guide rails to aid people who are blind.
Bowling is over 7,000 years old. It dates back to the time of the Egyptians when the sport was played only by the strongest of royalty, since the pins and balls were made of stone. Exactly when bowling came to North America is anyone's guess. However, it must have been well before 1819 when the book Rip Van Winkle was published. If your memory serves you well, the story contained a reference to the thunder of balls colliding with pins. Therefore, the author must have believed that his readers knew what he was referring to.
Bowling has changed over the years, especially with equipment. The bowling ball has evolved. What was once stone, wood, and hardened rubber is now plastic. Your choice of color, weight, and grip.
Bowling shoes have always had a unique look of their own. When renting these shoes, they have leather soles. When you purchase a pair, right-handed bowlers have leather on the left side for sliding, and rubber on the right tip for gripping, and vice versa for lefties. But the most important piece of equipment you own is still your body. Physically, you have to prepare by loosening your shoulders, your arms, legs, and back. Mentally, you have to prepare by putting all your worries behind you and just relax. Well, let's get the game started.
Scoring computers have taken bowling into the next century. They're definitely more accurate than years ago. But I still miss hassling with the scorekeeper about their math. Somehow you always thought your score should be higher, and you'd argue until someone else would settle it. Now the computer eliminates human error. But for me, it's taken a little bit of the fun out of the game. You know, bowling has its own code of etiquette. Basically, it consists of common sense plus common courtesy.
Such as, be ready to bowl when your turn comes. Never speak to a player who has taken his or her stance.
And the one that I never knew until today is if you and the person to your right are both ready at the same time, the player on the right has the right of way. It always did seem distracting to bowl when someone else was bowling.
Thanks. Well, you can't bowl without refreshments. And part of what can help your ability to bowl better is having confidence. And confidence comes from skill, attitude, and knowledge. The same thing is true when it comes to eating healthier. Having the knowledge about what are the better food choices can help you perform at your best, feel good, and maintain a healthy body weight. Well, to test your knowledge about nutrition, here's our dietitian, Susan Mah.
True or false, eating foods high in fiber can help you to lose weight. True. Foods which are high in fiber, such as grain products, cereals, vegetables, and fruit, are all generally low in calories and low in fat. Also, foods high in fiber are filling, so overall you may eat less. Now, even if you don't need to lose weight, eating more fiber is a good idea because it helps to decrease your risk of many types of diseases, such as heart disease and many types of cancer. True or false? If a food label says light, then it must be low in fat. False. Light can mean a lot of different things. Foods such as light peanut butter or light salad dressing usually are lower in fat. But light oil means light tasting. Light tuna means light in color. And light ketchup can mean lower in calories or sodium. Be a smart shopper and always read the labels carefully. True or false? Milk is just for kids. False. Milk and milk products are the best source of calcium. Adults still need 2 to 4 servings of milk products each day to keep the bones strong and healthy. If you're lactose intolerant, try yogurt or milk that has been treated. If you're a strict vegetarian or have a milk allergy, then you'll need to get calcium from non-dairy foods or calcium supplements. True or false? Cholesterol-free foods are also fat-free. False. Some foods which do not contain cholesterol may still be high in fat. One example is French fries. They're made from potatoes which have no cholesterol, but they're fried in vegetable oil, which is 100% fat. Cholesterol is only found in animal food products, so although cholesterol-free foods may sound great, they may not always be the healthy choice. And here's the last question. True or false? Healthy eating means eating no fat. False. Most people need to eat less fat, but that doesn't mean eating no fat. Our bodies need fat to absorb vitamins A, D, E, and K, which are essential for good health. It's okay to eat higher fat foods once in a while. Just remember that healthy eating means choosing a variety of lower fat and higher fiber foods more often. I hope you scored well, and I think I might take this home for a treat.
Well, the answers to our IQ test can easily be applied to your eating habits. Remember, choose lower fat foods whenever possible, eat more grains, fruits, and vegetables, and control your portion size. That'll make a big difference in the amount of fat that you eat and how you feel. Well, if you'd like to take the IQ test again, find out other information from previous shows, or look through all of our recipes, check out our website. Here's our address, www.bodybreak.com.
Up next, it's time to tone the abdominals. They support your back and can help reduce the chance of back pain. And I'll have a recipe for a low-fat veggie dip. Stay tuned.
BodyBreak is active.
Keep fit.
This is a game for both males and females. Other than using a lighter bowling ball, the game for women is the same as it is for men. Seniors who play also tend to use lighter bowling balls and adjust their approach to compensate for any lack of flexibility or strength. As you can see, everyone's having a good time today. So let's find out why people like to bowl.
Oh, it keeps everything moving, your muscles, and keeps you toned and keeps your legs moving, and the camaraderie is terrific. Everybody's so nice, and people your own age. We really enjoy it. Everybody has a good time.
Well, I suppose it keeps the old bones going. As you know, you've got to have lots of exercise there. If you don't exercise your limbs, well, then you're going to have problems later on.
It's not really the age, just everyone has fun.
You know, I used to weigh 300 pounds, and now I weigh 222, just from bowling, and yeah, and I walk a lot too.
Well, here I enjoy the competitiveness because I'm bowling against a boss.
You know, you meet different people every week because you always play against different teams, and a lot of times you make some really good friends over the season.
I don't know, we have a good laugh. I like meeting people.
That's a good way to spend a Thursday night.
It gets me out of the house. If I sit at home, I'm liable to sit on the couch and just watch TV. So this way I'm out and I'm doing something. I like it. The seniors are great. We've all got aches and pains and problems, and nobody talks about them. They just talk about what their average is and how well they're doing and how nice it is to be out and where we're going to go for lunch.
Get out and enjoy yourself. You only live once.
So far on the show, we've heard why people like to bowl. that it's important to have confidence to improve your score and that your body is the most important piece of equipment that you have. Well, in order to bowl well, it's essential to have a strong wrist to execute a powerful release. Well, to strengthen your wrist, you need to develop muscles in your forearm. And you can do this by doing wrist curls with weights, soup cans, or books. Having strong abdominals can also help you approach all aspects from stance to the backswing to the follow-through. Bowling is only one of many good reasons to strengthen your midsection. And to tell you more about how you can master your abs, here's our fitness consultant, Libby Norris.
When people are asked about personal fitness goals or the kinds of results they'd like to see from a program, one of the most common responses I hear is to have a firmer, flatter stomach. The fitness industry has certainly responded to that demand. In department stores and sporting goods stores, as well as on TV, you can see any number of devices and videos that promise to help you lose unwanted inches around your waist. Sometimes it's tough to know where to turn. On BodyBreak It's Active, we continue to emphasize that in order to get results, whether that means losing weight or getting firmer, flatter abs, it's the 3 keys approach that will help you achieve it. This means strengthening your muscles, such as doing sit-ups, eating more low-fat, high-fiber foods, and doing aerobic activity you enjoy. When it comes to abdominals, if you understand how they work and how you should feel when you're targeting a specific muscle group, you'll find it a lot easier to decide what equipment or videos you may want to give you the variety and motivation you need to stick with your program. The abdominal muscles are made up of the rectus abdominis, the internal obliques, the external obliques, and the transverse abdominis. Now, it's not important to remember the individual names of the muscles, but it is good to know that this group of muscles work together to help protect and support the core of your body. They also are used to support and assist with most sports, exercises, and day-to-day activities. So aside from maybe wanting rippling abs, this is a very important group of muscles to target. These sit-ups target different areas of the abdominal muscles: the upper portion of the rectus abdominis, the lower portion of it, the internal obliques, and the external obliques. Many people complain about feeling a strain in their neck before they actually feel the abdominal muscles working. To avoid this, you want to maintain a neutral neck alignment. To do this, place your fingertips behind your head, cradling your head. Strain often occurs when your elbows come forward, pulling on the head. If you keep the elbows open and out to the sides, the focus will stay on your abs, not your neck. This is where many of the abdominal rolling machines are beneficial. An ab machine will keep your head in that neutral support position. The key to effective abdominal training is proper form. If you don't feel your muscles working, slow the exercise down and concentrate on the direction of the movement and the muscles through the full range of motion. You'd be surprised how that mental image can improve your results. Make sure your knees are at a 45-degree angle, back is flat on the floor, and you're not using your hip flexors to lift. Also, remember to breathe out when you lift and inhale when you lower. Doing abdominal work is an important part of your total fitness routine, but abdominal work alone will not melt those inches away. Again, to get results, you must combine abdominal exercises with cardiovascular activity, such as walking, and a well-balanced diet that's high in nutrition and low in fat. Well, let's go.
Thanks, Libby. Hey, way to go. What motivates me to do sit-ups is knowing that my back will get the additional support that it needs in order to prevent back pain. To help avoid aggravating your back while you're bowling, well, try to develop a smooth delivery, and also don't use a ball that's too heavy.
All right. Being able to keep fit is what it's all about, so that you can increase your energy level, sleep better, and maintain a healthy body weight. We recently met a woman who, after giving birth and gaining weight, has decided it's time to get fit.
I'd gained a lot of weight with my son, and about 70 pounds. And it's a lot of weight for me, which I was finding myself very tired and no energy at all. And when I came down to the gym, I found that I regained some of that energy back, and I'm starting to feel better about myself. I retained a lot of fluids in my pregnancy, In 1 week, I gained 14 pounds. And that's when the doctor realized something was wrong. And they discovered that I was diabetic at that point. And then I became anemic, and I had a lot of complications with my pregnancy. My biggest downfall was that I didn't exercise with my first child. I didn't do any kind of activity. I used to go on not eating at all for like 2 or 3 weeks. And I would be just on fruit juices for the duration. And I would lose tremendous amount of weight. But the minute I started eating, I would put the weight back on again. Before, I wouldn't walk to a corner store that was just around the building. I would get into the car and drive to it. Well, now I'll walk twice as far. I don't take elevators as much as I used to. I take the stairs, and I do the treadmill here in the gym 4 times a week for 45 minutes. I'm feeling a difference in my clothes, which I didn't think it was possible, but it is. You really have to want something bad enough. I'm doing it for me now. Like, I'm not doing it for anybody else. I want to look good, I want to have lots of energy, and I want to be healthy.
Up next, get your pen and paper ready. I have a recipe for a dip that you can serve with your choice of vegetables. Stay tuned.
BodyBreak is active.
Have fun.
I know it takes a little planning and preparation, but you can eat more vegetables each day without sitting down to a meal. These carrot sticks are a good example. And to dress your veggies, here's Joanne with her recipe for a low-fat dip.
Dips are great motivators to get us to eat more vegetables. My recipe for a garden medley dip is low in fat and low in sodium. Here's how I make it. I start with 2 cups of light sour cream. Put that in the bowl. Then a 1/2 cup of light processed cheese. And then stir that together. Now add 3 tablespoons of no salt added Mrs. Dash garlic and herb seasoning. This will add flavor to the recipe without additional sodium or fat. 1, 2, 3. And a 1/2 cup of shredded carrots, a 1/2 cup of chopped green pepper, a 1/2 cup of radishes, a 1/4 cup of green onion. Now add 3/4 of a teaspoon of dry mustard and mix that again. And we're going to refrigerate this for at least 2 hours before serving. Let's take a look at the ingredients again. There's 2 cups of light sour cream, a 1/2 cup of light processed cheese, 3 tablespoons of no salt added Mrs. Dash garlic and herb seasoning, a 1/2 cup of shredded carrots, a 1/2 cup of chopped green pepper, a 1/2 cup of radishes, a 1/4 cup of green onion, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1½ tablespoons of prepared horseradish, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of dry mustard.
I'm still munching on my carrots, and I remember my mom saying, eat more carrots. They're good for your eyes. Well, in fact, carrots are good for your eyes. They're enriched with beta-carotene, which your body converts to vitamin A. And vitamin A is a crucial nutrient for the functioning of your retina. Now, eating bunches of carrots won't cure nearsightedness or farsightedness, but it can improve vision that is deficient in vitamin A. However, this deficiency is rare in North America.
The deeper orange color of the carrot, the more beta-carotene it will contain. Beta-carotene is believed to protect against cancer, and the soluble fiber of the carrots also may help lower blood cholesterol levels. To retain maximum nutrients, scrub carrots, but leave them unpeeled, unless the skin is tough or blemished. Other than beets, carrots contain more natural sugar than any other vegetable.
That's why they're added to cakes, breads, and muffins. A sweet treat with or without Joe's dip.
Bowling sure brings back a lot of memories of playing 5-pin when I was a kid. Every Saturday morning was set aside to head to the lanes. I remember the fun, the kids I met, and how I felt when I ended up with my highest score. Because that meant the following week I'd receive a little red badge to sew on my bowling shirt. It was a real sense of accomplishment.
Joe, did you see that strike there? Well, bowling is an activity which you can participate in your entire life, regardless of your bowling skill.
Well, we're in the last frame of the game, and it looks like my team's in pretty good shape. Pressure's on, Hal.
I don't think so. Stay tuned to what's on next week's show.
BodyBreak is active.
It's active.
Thanks for watching this video.
And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the BodyBreak channel for more awesome videos.
Until next time, keep fit and have fun.